What's going on, everybody? This is Corey Lee's Boxing, and we are back with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, a bunch of topics to get to. And we're gonna get to them today, man. It's been a while. It's been a couple days. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I want to give you guys the heat. So I gotta start. Gotta start somewhere, man. I haven't been keeping up with these live streams as much as I wanted to, you guys, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That's what matters. I'm here. And I haven't been out the loop. You know what I'm saying? I still been keeping up with boxing and still been, you know what I'm saying, studying the sweet science. But we're back. We're back. And I want to tell you guys that it's been a lot of big fights coming up, man. A lot of big fights coming up. A lot of big fights that, we want to see that's coming up. And I just really truly think that, with Turkey coming into the sport and just dropping the bag, I think that's going to do nothing but benefit the sport. You know what I mean? And that's where we are right now. We're getting some of the big major fights that we've been wanting to get for years now, and they're finally coming to fruition. And they're finally actually happening. Like the Fury versus Usyk fight, we would have never got that fight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if it wasn't for Turkey. So kudos to him. Shout out to him. And he's been a game changer for the sport of boxing, man. Definitely. Because he's giving these fighters the purses from what I hear and some of the numbers that I see, I feel like they deserve. When you put your life on the line on these fights, I mean, what price tag? I mean, how can you put a price tag on that? You know what I'm saying? You can't. So for Turkey to really, up it and, pay some of these main event fighters, some of the numbers I'm hearing, is just, it's going to take the sport and nowhere but, up. So, with that being said, man, we got Terence Crawford and, Floyd Mayweather linking up at the gym to watch Shakur Stevenson train, man. And I don't know, man. I just think, man, when I seen all of that going down, I was just like, wow, man. Terence Crawford, Eddie Hearn, and Floyd Money Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? All in the same, building, all getting to it. And Shakur Stevenson, and his trainer. I just feel like smash that like button as soon as you guys come in, you guys. Let's get these likes up, man. So I mean, yeah, man. So Eddie Hearn, was there too. So which was wild, you know what I'm saying? But you had Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford came through and really, set it all up. You know what I mean? And I'm feeling like, Eddie Hearn just being in the mix, is good too, because I feel like he's giving some of these other fighters, a chance that they might not have gotten, or some of the paydays that they might not have gotten. Because let's be honest, PBC is out of the loop right now. I mean, when it comes to, a whole lot of the, lower level fighters, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by lower level fighters is not lower ranked and not, lower meaning, they're lower class or something like that. I mean, these fighters are still top, top, 15, 20 guys, you know what I'm saying? But, the guys like, the Regis Progress of the world and, the guys like, it's just there's other guys as well out there that's, kind of an aging veteran and, almost is on the way out, you know what I mean? But still around. And you got other fighters as well, so it's just like it's a lot with that. But right now, man, what I wanted to talk about is all of these fighters being on one card. The February 22nd card is coming up, and man, it is stacked. It is completely stacked, you guys. I don't know if you guys haven't seen it. But man, it is a massive, massive card coming up, man. And I think if you're a boxing fan, you definitely want to see that joint, man. Shout out to Charles D in the chat, man. He says, "What's up, man? What's up, man? What's good with it?" You know, we in here, man, on a Friday night, man, getting to it, man. That's all. You know, getting to it, you know, letting the fight fans, you know, out there know that, you know what I mean? I'm still following the sport, and I just think it's in a good, you know, a good direction. You know, I did go to the Keyshawn Davis fight, you guys, so I did go to that fight. You know, I did get some interviews with that fight. You know, I was working with another channel as well. Shout out to DC Mike TV. You know, he's been you know, helped put on some of the events out there in the DMV area. You know what I'm saying? And he's been doing a hell of a job, you know, with that. But smash that like button and subscribe, you guys. Oh, shout out to UGC in the chat, man. He says already smashed the like button. Pause. All right, good looks, man. Good looks. So yeah, man. I mean, I just think that this fight card, man, is lit, man. I'm hype about this joint, man. Cause I just think it's man. I gotta run down the list, man. Let me pull up the list with y'all, man. Let me pull up the list for y'all, man. I mean, we could talk about the Canelo Crawford fight. We could talk about all these other fights. You know what I'm saying? But this is the fight that is official. And it is going down, man. Damn, man. I can't believe it. You know. Turkey is doing good things, though. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock him. I can't knock him when you're throwing a bag like this. So check this out. So this is the card, you guys. Sorry, the editing is not the best, but we're gonna work through it. So you got Daniel Dubois, you know, versus Joseph Parker. That's a scrap. You know what I'm saying? That's a scrap of all scraps. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. I mean, that's definitely a scrap too. You know what I mean? Because we don't know how much we're gonna get, you know, out of Floyd Schofield. You know what I mean? Is Floyd Schofield the real deal? Is Floyd Schofield, you know, the guy that, you know, a lot of fight fans out there, you know, I mean, think that he's, you know, up there with the upper echelon, you know, of fighters. But, you know, that's to be determined. You know, that's to be determined. That is to be determined, man. You know, and right now, man, I just really want to know if, you know, Floyd Schofield is the goods or not. You know what I'm saying? Is this kid as good as what a lot of people think? You know what I'm saying? You know, because some people are saying that Floyd Schofield, you know, deserves to be at this spot. You know what I'm saying? And he's on the undercard. You know what I'm saying? This is a major. I mean, this would have been a major. This would have. I'm not saying that this was top, like the best fight that, you know, Shakur Stevenson could have found. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, you know, Floyd Schofield is an undefeated, hungry, up-and-coming fighter. Is he the goods? This fight will answer all of those questions. You know what I'm saying? Is he the goods? Is he not the goods? You know what I'm saying? Can he really scrap? Can he really bite down when they really need him to bite down? And his father asked him to bite down, and you gotta take this fight from him. You know what I'm saying? 3-4 rounds and went by, and now it's almost like it's game time. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, you know, you might be down 0-4. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how the fight's gonna go 1,000%, but I can just see Shakur Stevenson if Floyd Schofield doesn't, you know, assert itself early in this fight. I feel like that this fight can get out of hand, and it can get out of hand quick. And I'm talking about on the scorecards. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know what I mean? Because Floyd Schofield, let's be honest, man. Floyd Schofield has done some things, you know, in boxing, but he hasn't made huge waves. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson, you know, has made, you know, I would say pretty big waves. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Floyd Schofield, if you're not a diehard boxing fan, you might not even know him. I asked one of the guys I work with, man, you know, Shakur Stevenson on the card, and he was like, oh, okay, who we fighting? I was like, Floyd Schofield. He said, who? I mean, people don't really know him like that. He's not really known like that. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to knock him because he's not known, but what I'm saying is we don't know how good Floyd Schofield is right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've seen tape on him. I've seen him get touched up a couple times as well. You know what I mean? But Shakur hasn't looked, the best lately either. So, you know what I mean? I mean, two guys going in this fight, man, and I mean, if we were to possibly see a knockout on this fight, this should have been dope. This should have been dope. This should have been dope. But this is a fight coming up, man. I did want to touch on it, briefly. But in other news, you know what I'm saying? We're getting the Ryan Garcia. I mean, well, I could run down the list for you. Let me just run down this list real quick and get this out the way. And I want to put on here Carlos Adames versus Hamza Shariz. I mean, that's a good fight too. I've seen Shariz on a on a fight where he knocked out the guy. You know what I'm saying? He knocked him out. You know what I mean? And he looked pretty good. And Carlos Adames, you know what I mean, he's good, but this is for the title, man. This is for the title. You know what I'm saying? This is for the title. These are a lot of championship fights that I'm showing you guys right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of championship fights for sure. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean, right now, I mean, these two guys going at it, man. That's pretty good matchup. I'm not saying it's huge, but this could be his own main event type of showdown. You know what I mean? Carlos Adames has been around for a little while now, and we've seen him do things in the sport of boxing where he made some waves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say he made a whole lot of waves, but he made some waves. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely made some waves in the sport of boxing. But, like I said, these guys, some of these guys haven't, they're not real big in America. You know what I'm saying? They might be bigger elsewhere, other parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? So this is more like he's getting all of these, he's getting an American, some American fighters. He's getting, some Latino fighters. He's got, some Asian fighters, European fighters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's got them all on this card. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to have a lot of people tune in because a lot of these fights on this one card, on the Better Be versus Bivol 2 card, a lot of these fights could be on the main event. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. I mean, a lot of these cards can be on the main event. So that's a good scrap. Virgil Ortiz versus Israel Madrimov. You guys know Madrimov because he just fought Terence Crawford. That was definitely a good scrap. And Virgil Ortiz, he's been supposed to fight Stanionis like 9 times. And I mean, it's just been getting out of hand. I mean, he had to finally move up. And, I mean, it's still, he still's got to, they're growing. These are growing men. So, it was just time to move up. How good is Virgil Ortiz at 154? Because a lot of these guys at 154 pounds hit a lot different than 147. You know what I mean? If you're not slick like Floyd Mayweather, can you take a solid punch from a 154-pound guy? You know what I'm saying? Can you take a solid punch? Virgil Ortiz, I'm talking to you. And I mean, I've interviewed Virgil Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? So, there's no secret to that. You know what I mean? It's on YouTube. So, like I said, Virgil Ortiz is a good fighter. He's saying he want to be more of a throwback fighter like some of the fighters back in, the HBO days is what he said. And I feel him on that. You know what I mean? But to be able to do that, you got to show us that you can, really, bang at this top level and you're a really good fighter. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, that's a good fight to watch because Madrimov, had a tough, decision loss against Terence Crawford. and he showed a good account of himself. So, with that being said, I would like to see how this fight is going to actually transpire. I want to see if, Magnumov is as good as, what we think he could be. You know what I'm saying? If he could beat Virgil Ortiz, he's right back in the driver's seat. You know what I'm saying? But if Virgil Ortiz was somehow able to stop Magnumov, is Crawford slipping? You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Is Crawford slipping? So, I'm going to be straight up with you guys, man. UGC in the chat says, he says, Virgil's going to sleep. I mean, I feel you. I feel you on that. But I'm telling you, Virgil has a puncher's chance. Has a puncher's chance. I think Virgil Ortiz, but man, I think he just had a cheat code at 147. But for whatever reason, he wasn't able to get I think I would have loved to see Virgil Ortiz versus Terence Crawford at 147. But I mean, these guys are at 154, and these are smaller guys. Like Terence Crawford was coming all the way up from 135. Now you're talking about fighting Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? At 168, and you're coming from 135. Let's talk about it, man. Let's fucking talk about it. I want to get to some of these other topics anyways, man. We don't get stuck on that joint too long. Hold on real quick. Black. Ice season promotions for sure. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Ice season for sure. You know what I mean? You know what it is with the ice season, man. Ice season for sure, man. You know what I mean? You can't even deny that, man. It's definitely ice season, man, every time. So yeah, we got Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith. That's a good scrap. I'm gonna break that down real quick. Joshua Buatsi, he's a pretty good fighter, / contender. He has not won a world title yet. Callum Smith has. And this is a big fight. Because for so long they've been pushing this Joshua Buatsi guy along, and they're finally, I think, letting him off the training wheels. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see what he has. I want to truly see in this fight, can you stop a guy like Callum Smith? Because Callum Smith, you know what I'm saying, is not a slouch. You know what I'm saying? Joshua Buatsi is, 19-0 with 13 knockouts. He's from the United Kingdom. And like I said, he's ranked number 5 in the world, you guys. So he's ranked number 5 in the world. And he's going up against Callum Smith. Okay. And this is going down, like I said, February 2nd on that card. This is for the WBO interim world light heavyweight title. You guys know Callum Smith is 30-2 with 22 big wins by way of knockout. He did get stopped by Artur Beterbiev, and he did lose a decision to Saul Canelo Alvarez. But I seen the thrashing of Artur Beterbiev. I won money on that fight, picking Artur Beterbiev to win that fight by knockout. And he performed really good. But Callum Smith, still a really good, contender in the sport of boxing. And, like I said, man, I mean, Callum Smith at one point was considered, one of the best at 168. You know what I'm saying? One of the best. Now he's at light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? So he's moving up. So he moved up. You know what I mean? Because you guys got to think, Callum Smith has beat George Groves. You know what I'm saying? John Ryder. You know what I'm saying? Which, some say Canelo Alvarez, that first fight was, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Like I said, we'll see what he can do. Callum Smith is ranked number 6 in the world, so this is number 5 versus number 6. I want to see how it goes down. And yeah, man, great scrap, great scrap. So yeah, man. Last but not least, you got Zilly Zhang versus Gubel. Sorry if I'm butchering his name, man. But yeah, we seen Gabriel. We've seen him fight before. He is a good fighter. He's a pretty good fighter. We've seen Zilly Zhang fight. We knocked out, you know what I'm saying, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. That's just a fact. We've seen him get real active, and we've seen him get active. So, we can't say that we ain't seen Zilly Zhang get busy. He has gotten busy. So I think in that fight, that's a really good fight. Because Zilly Zhang, we've seen him lose too. So he does have 2 losses. You know what I mean? He did lose to Joseph Parker, which was a really good fight, because he wasn't able to land. He doesn't throw a whole lot of punches per round, and that cost him in that fight. But in the Wilder fight, he got it back. You know what I'm saying? And in the Filip Hrgović fight, I feel like that was a really good scrap. You know what I mean? Hrgović was down in round 1. And I think he underestimated, how good Zilly Zhang really is. So Zilly Zhang's 27-2 with 22 big wins by way of knockout. And he's fighting Egypt Cabell, which is 25-0 with 17 big wins by way of knockout. Remember, this is the guy that beat Frank Sanchez. I lost some fucking bread on that fight. Ain't no use of me lying. Right now while I'm talking to you guys right now on this live stream. I lost some cold hard cash. Straight up, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. When I bet on Frank Sanchez, I thought he was gonna do his thing on that fight, man. This guy Cabell ain't really fought nobody, leading up into that fight. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that, you know what I mean? Just about, before the Frank Sanchez fight, he had fought Kevin Johnson, which was 35-17. That was just, 4 fights ago before that Frank Sanchez fight. So I'm like, Kevin Johnson's been around forever. And it's like, you're fighting him? And I was just like, man, I don't know, man. I thought Frank Sanchez was was a better fighter. I'm not going to say 100% the goods because I did see some slippage in him. But, when you going up against a relatively unknown in Khabib, anything could happen. And we seen what could happen. Frank Sanchez got stopped. And it was an upset. And so I'm going to be honest with you guys. This guy Khabib can bang. And I want to see if he can catch Zilly Zhang. You know what I mean? This is a really good fight. Really, really good scrap. I can't wait to see it, man, because it's a shorter guy in Khabib. And I think he's a really good, you know what I'm saying? I think he's a really good fighter as well. But, I do think that Zilly Zhang can pull away with it. But I wouldn't count out Khabib, man, because this is a really good scrap. You know what I mean? 25-0 and 17 knockouts ain't nothing to, sneeze at. So, that's going to be a really tough, close fight. You know what I mean? For as long as it lasts. I think that will end it in a knockout. For sure. But yeah, UGC in the chat says, thoughts on the Bakoli versus Efe Jagba fight. My thoughts on that fight, man, both fighters, you know what I'm saying, have been doing, well. We've seen Bakoli, man, stun the apple cart, man. There ain't no use of me lying. We've seen him stun the apple cart. And, he stunned the apple cart. You know what I mean? He beat Jared Big Baby Anderson, which was supposed to be America's next best heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't. It wasn't. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. It was not. He got folded up. Ice season for sure. Yeah. Because it was one of those fights where you really thought Jared Anderson was going to be able to do his thing. But when I seen the size difference, this guy Bacoli is a big heavyweight. He's not the most, his body doesn't look like the most in shape heavyweight ever. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't look like he's got a six pack. He doesn't, he does got a little gut in the area, but he's a fucking grown man. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is he's a beast, man. He's a fucking beast. And I would love to see how that Michael Hunter rematch would go, because I think Bacoli at this point in his career could stop him. I mean, he is a mammoth, man. This guy Bacoli is fucking huge. You know what I'm saying? He's huge. Pause. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things, like, compared to these other heavyweights, man, he's a big man. You know what I mean? And it can Efe Ajagba can stand that pressure. He's coming forward as well. We've seen Efe Ajagba, get knocked down. You know what I'm saying? And get hurt badly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to hear. I think Bacoli can really take charge of this fight, and I think he can. I think he can really take charge of the fight, and I really think he can do his thing. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest. I think he can do his thing. I really do. So, you know what I mean? I want to see how that go. That's going to be a good fight, though, man. What I mean by that is, man, Efe Ajagba's got to stay on his game plan, and he's got to stick and move. He cannot get stuck in a fucking firefight with Bacoli, because he's going to end up on the ass end of that. I promise you that. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? He does not want Bacoli in small space. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna knock Bacoli's gonna knock Efe Ajagba the fuck out, man. If he tries to get cute. If he tries to get cute and fucking, really, tries to stand in there and bang, it's gonna get ugly for him. It's gonna get ugly for him. So, my thoughts on that fight, I want to see that fight. I think that's going to be a fight that, we could all, all really watch. We can all watch and enjoy. I think that's going to be an awesome fight. You know what I mean? It's going to be an ice season promotions for sure type of fight. Because somebody going to get stopped in that fight. Somebody's going to get stopped in that fight. Man. For sure. Let me, what did he say before I go to the next topic? He says, someone taking a nap. Charles D says, someone taking a nap. No doubt. No doubt on that, man. Somebody going to sleep. You hear me? Somebody going to sleep on that joint. Because, Bacoli's coming in there to take your fucking head off. We seen that in the Jared Anderson fight. He left no stone unturned. He came in there and he dominated. He fucking dominated. You know what I'm saying? And, Jared Anderson did not have any answers for what Bacoli was bringing, man. And he was coming like a fucking freight train. You know what I'm saying? Full steam. Ice Season Productions. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I got to get the Ice Season on. I got to come up with a logo, yo, and have that joint on the side of the hat, yo. Yeah, that's hard. He said, UGC said it's going to be an African war. For sure. But I think Efe Ajagba going to get folded, man. I just think his frame, man. This guy, Bacoli's a man. You know what I'm saying? He's a beast. He's walking you down, dude. Efe Ajagba needs range. He needs range. You know what I'm saying? He needs range. You gotta have range. You know what I'm saying? When you're Efe Ajagba, his up close quarters. You know what I'm saying? When he's up close quarters, he's not that good, man. He's okay, but he's not. I've seen him get, you know what I mean, rocked. I've seen him get hurt. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him go down. Pause. So it's like, you gotta understand, man. Listen, man. Bacoli is coming like a freight train. And I'm letting you guys know that now, man. I got Bacoli stopping him. Straight up. You know, that's my thoughts on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And UGC says I got Bacoli by Ice Season Promotions. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, man. Taking a nap. Charles D said taking a nap. Charles D said fight sponsored by Sleep Mattress. Fight sponsored by Ice Season Productions. You know what I'm saying? I need to start coming together with some edited highlight reels and just put Ice Season on that joint. That joint will be hard, yo. Where you just see Ice Season on there, you know, like how the Mortal Kombat dude Sub-Zero. You know what I'm saying? He comes in with the Ice Season, you know, Ice Season Productions, or, you know, Ice Season Promotions, or however I do. I might just say Ice Season. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, the Mortal Kombat dude comes in, and then you just see these wild ass knockouts, bro. That's what I mean by Ice Season. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ice Season is all about the knockout, man. 100%. So yeah. FA too stiff. Facts, man. He's not a mobile fighter. You know what I mean? UGC said, hell yeah, that Ice Season merch will be lit. Yeah, man. I gotta get back in the booth, man. Y'all know I got the merch too, man. You know what I'm saying? I got the merch. 2 boxing gloves and a mic on there too, man. Y'all know how I get to talking that shit, man, when I do it. When I'm doing what I'm doing, I don't feel like nobody can do the way I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm doing it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So I ran down that card. So Crawford versus Canelo. Last topic, you guys. Then I gotta head out. Crawford versus Canelo. All right. This is a major fight that Turkey Alex Shee is talking about putting on, and they're pretty much talking about it's already on. You know what I'm saying? In so many ways, it's already on. So, you know, who do you guys think will win this fight, man? That's the question I have for you guys at home right now. I want you guys to put in the comment section when you rewatch this. You know, when you rewatch this, I want to know, you know what I'm saying? I want to know who would win this fight, Canelo or Crawford? You know what I'm saying? Who do you guys think is going to win this fight? Canelo Alvarez or Terence Crawford? Okay? This fight will be held, from what I'm hearing, at 168. You know what I mean? Possibly 164. I highly doubt it, though. Highly. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure if Terence Crawford want to move up, he want to make history. He want to win all them belts. There's a prize at the end of that, too. Not only you beat the man, okay, that is the man at 168, but you take all of his belts. So it's not even a catchweight type of, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you can't do nothing but respect Terence Crawford for taking a fight like this, or to be willing to put himself in harm's way like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. I do want to see the fight. I do think that this is a freaking matchup of the ages, man. This is a matchup of the ages, you guys. This is a matchup that we probably get once in a fucking, once every 10, 20 years. The reason why I'm saying that this fight is so good, and that is the first fight that I've seen where this is the type of fight where you got two living legends, okay, and Canelo Alvarez, okay, and Terence Crawford. Okay, Terence Crawford is still undefeated. Canelo Alvarez is not. You know what I'm saying? And so you guys gotta understand, man. Canelo Alvarez has been around for a while. You know what I'm saying? His only two losses, okay? His only two losses are to Floyd Money Mayweather, which is going down in history as possibly the greatest fighter of all time because he's, is undefeated, the lure of him and the names on his resume. And Demetrius Bivol, which we just seen Demetrius Bivol lose to the guy I've been, I've been telling you guys about for years now in Archer Betterby. You know what I'm saying? So, and Canelo wants no smoke, absolutely no smoke in the next 2 years. I'll say 2 years because after that, I think Betterby will be downhill. But other than that, right now he wants no parts of the current undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, Archer Betterby. You know what I mean? And that's just a fact. That's just a motherfucking fact. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know? So then you got Demetrius Bivol, and Demetrius Bivol, like I said, he's a good fighter, you know what I mean? He doesn't do everything great, but he does everything good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I mean, listen, you know. And he had a draw with, Canelo had a draw with Gennady Golovkin, which some people thought he lost that fight. So, with all that being said, okay, Terence Crawford is coming here, the smaller man. Terence Crawford is coming in here, from 154 pounds all the way to 168. That's jumping 2 weight divisions to fight that guy at 168. Terence Crawford is trying to push himself. Shout out to UGC in the chat. He says, Crawford, smash that like button too, you guys. Get these likes up. Crawford insane taking this fight. He says, if he wins, that's some different ish, man. Facts. But he can win. He can win. And here's how. Terence Crawford, to be able to win this fight, you guys, is going to have to stick and move. And what I mean by that is keep pumping the jab out. Keep pumping the jab out. Being real quick and precise with your punches and your movements. Because Canelo Alvarez is a very smart fighter as well. So this is going to be the battle of who can outthink who. And I mean, we all know for Terence Crawford to be an elite level, thinker. But I really think that he could possibly be in over his head in this fight. This is a big time fight, and I would love to see who's going to win this fight. I really would. I think Canelo Alvarez has real good slick movements, even for, a bigger size fighter, at that, super middleweight, limit. And I just want to see. I want to see how good these fighters really are. You know what I mean? Does Terence Crawford, execute his game plan to the T, and it still might not be enough because he gets caught with something, throwing a routine jab or something. He gets caught with something, you know what I mean? And because Canelo can time you. Canelo can time your ass. So, you know what I mean? You got to think about that. Canelo is a real sharp in and out movement type of fighter. But let me let you guys go, man. I gotta go. I've been on live for about 40 minutes now. I've been talking. I could talk all night about this boxing shit, man. But let me let you guys go, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. I appreciate all you guys that stayed tuned and been watching. But yeah, man, I'll do more breakdowns and do more upcoming fights that's coming up. But yeah, man, there's a couple fights going on this weekend. And you guys know that Terence Crawford is gonna be, in attendance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be honest. I think he's, I think Terence Crawford is good, man. I want to see. I want to see how good Terence Crawford can be. You know what I mean? Can he be like, on the top with the legends? Could he stop Canelo? Let me know in the comment sections, man. Let me know in the comment sections. You guys have a peaceful weekend. Thanks for watching, and God bless. Peace.